Good day everyone, today we will discuss about our rights as artists or creatives. So why do we have rights? To start with, we create the artwork and thus we need to know our rights when it comes to ownership and pricing these artworks. First we would talk about our clients and how it relates to our rights as artists or creatives. First thing is what kind of art or product our client wants and if we could or are willing to do it. Some examples here would be when a client asks for artwork that depicts any NSFW or 18+ material where an artist may accept or decline it depending on what they work on. Or working within a time frame that may or may not be reasonable for the art style and content that is asked from an artist. Another thing to take note of is the rapport we build with the client. This will increase the likelihood that our client will want to do more business with us in the future, and that they may refer us to their partners or other clients. Then we move on to the pricing of the artworks. Perhaps most of us are already familiar with posts or threads on social media sites such as Facebook and Twitter about artists that are being called out for having high rates for their works despite it being easy. I bet most of us are having second thoughts about the price that we set on our artwork and that other people may be right. Well, we are here to tell you that the price tag you put on your work is justified. We know what you're thinking right now. Isn't it scary to impose a price on my client? Well, it isn't. Why? For starters, it is something that can assess whether a client is willing to pay for your artwork at the price you're asking or not. So how does this relate to your rights as an artist or creative? This will already assess on how you handle things such as lowballing or any form of discount such as friendly rates or family or relative discount. A client may tell you that it looks simple enough, so why not give me a discount? Even though it may look simple, we still spend our time and energy in creating our artworks, and you are actually paying for the rights to own and use the artwork as your own property. But you didn't even pay a single cent to make that artwork. Well, no, not really. You already spent time on the artwork which could have been used for work or other things. Aside from that, you spend on the materials you use for the artwork, you spent money on the paper or computer that you are currently using to create that artwork. Then the fact that you spent time on honing your skills, you may have even spent thousands of pesos or dollars on art school just to get to where you are now. Now we head on to intellectual properties. This part will get a bit technical as it is encompassed by laws and other legal matters. So what is intellectual property? It pertains to any creations of the mind, invention, design, brand name, or literary or artistic works. It is divided into two categories, namely trademark and copyright. Trademarks tend to protect any works that identifies or differentiates itself from the works of others. The registration for such works grants the owner exclusive usage of it. It is renewable every 10 years. Copyright on the other hand is the protection of the rights of the owner on their creation that is granted at the moment of their creation. The coverage of ownership is for the lifetime of the owner plus 50 years after death. So why are these important in our rights as creatives? In the previous discussion we talked about our rights of ownership and therefore it is relevant in pricing our creations. Since the works we create may be registered, and the usage protected under intellectual property and copyright laws. Republic Act No. 8293 Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. It covers literary, scholarly, scientific and artistic works. It can also be used to patent inventions that are found to be beneficial. Under Section 178.4, the ownership of the artworks belongs to the one who commissioned it, but the copyright belongs to the creator unless there is a written stipulation. Under Section 187.1, private reproduction of published work in a single copy exclusive for research and private study is permitted without authorization of the copyright owner except for, notwithstanding provision of Section 177. Works of architecture. Entire books or substantial part. Compilation of data. Computer program. To end our talk, we would be discussing about contracts. The last part of the topic is the contract. Now, why do we need a contract? It may feel like having a contract is overkill or unnecessary, but trust us, it will save you countless of hours in trying to prove that a work order for a commission between you and a client exists. So why are contracts important? Just like any business, we have contracts to protect both the artist and the client from any violations, and the agreements between both parties are recorded and can be used to prove the claims of the complainant. We do hope that you enjoyed and learned a little bit about your rights as an artist or creative. We would like to hear from you, and it would be nice if you could share more about the topic so that we could all learn more about our rights. Thank you and have a nice day.